Okay, so the point of this list is to talk about video games that I've been playing throughout the last year. Games that I've been having fun with. And I'd be remiss if I didn't include Fallout Shelter into that list, because this is a game that I constantly find myself going back to. It's a mobile game, and it has microtransactions, and it's not the greatest game in the world, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. And I think the two reasons why that is because of the micromanaging, and the fact that this game doesn't really push microtransactions into your face. Now, this is a lot like Splatoon in the way that it has a very childish presentation. The game presents the concept of surviving in a vault and managing the vault and creating this living space for your vault dwellers in the artistic style of the Pip-Boy, the Fallout mascot. It's actually a pretty fascinating choice, and I actually thought it was pretty charming, honestly. I mean, all these horrible things can still happen to your dwellers, like fires and rad roaches and other things attacking, like deathclaws later on. But honestly, the aesthetic choice still makes it pretty charming. That's not to say that the game isn't hard, though. If you're not paying attention to the things you need to survive, like power, food, and water, then the game can get really unforgiving in regards to staying alive. Now, hazards don't happen when you have the game off, so you're safe in that regard. But your resources are still drained to a point, and you're going to have to account for that when you log back on. There are timers to everything, and you do have to wait for those timers to count down before you can collect resources and stuff like that. But the part that I like the most is that these timers don't have paywalls to make them faster. These timers happen no matter what. And I think the fact that these timers happen no matter what actually makes it so the game encourages you to set it down for a while, to come back to it later. It's a game that you come back to later for short times and then you drop it again. For example, if you're like on break at work, I constantly go check on this game when I'm on break at work, just because it's a nice little time waster while I'm relaxing. But it's not a kind of game that I dedicate my entire life to. It's just a nice, chill time waster. The best part? I haven't had to drop a single dime on this game. I have dropped no money on this game. You can pay for lunch boxes, which give you a random assortment of items if you happen to buy them. Or you can pay for Mr. Handies, which collect resources on whatever floor they're on if you just don't want to deal with the lost resources when you log back on. But these things aren't necessary to play the game. Not at all. This is just a nice little aside that you can invest in if you really have the money or if you really want it. Nonetheless, the game is really fun, and if you treat it like a nice little time waster than it is, you're gonna have fun with it. It's not the kind of game where you can blow through all of the objectives all at once. It's a game where you do things here and there once in a while, set it aside so you can go on with your life, and then come back to it later and see what needs to be looked after. If you haven't checked it out yet, look into it. It's honestly been pretty fun for me, so maybe you'll enjoy it too.